Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the city of Greensboro. Beginning Monday, May 4th, the city will begin providing a modified curbside yard waste collection service every other week. The modified service will adhere to social distancing guidelines by having one employee per truck instead of the usual two. Residents are asked to limit their yard waste to a total of 10 bags, bundles, or cans. Please keep bundles and limbs to 5 feet or less and cans and bags to less than 50 pounds. The city will evaluate the program during the month of May to determine June yard waste collection dates. The White Street landfill will continue to allow residents in cars, vans, passenger vans, pickup trucks, and non-dumping trailers to dispose of yard waste at no cost. The landfill is located at 2503 White Street. Hours are Monday through Friday from 7:50 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Dump trucks and dump trailers will continue to be charged by the ton. For more information, call the contact center at 336-373-2489. The City of Greensboro is partnering with Cone Health and United Way of Greater Greensboro in the battle against COVID-19. The agencies are providing free face coverings to Greensboro residents while supplies last. The Joseph M. Bryan Foundation is underwriting this initiative. Residents can retrieve one face covering for each member of their household while supplies last at the following locations: the Melvin Municipal Office Building on Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and the United Way of Greater Greensboro on Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The face coverings are made of reusable fabric. The recommendation is to wear the face covering at all times when you're in public where social distancing measures are difficult to maintain. For more information on this giveaway and COVID-19, visit the city's COVID-19 webpage. In its fourth round of funding, the Greensboro Virus Relief Task Force granted more than $134,000 to 11 local nonprofits. Over the past 4 weeks, the task force has granted more than $1.4 million to 69 local nonprofits, providing services to thousands of residents impacted by the coronavirus. The Greensboro Virus Relief Fund was established by United Way of Greater Greensboro at the request of the city, with support from the Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro. In an effort to quickly respond to community needs, volunteer task force members are reviewing dozens of applications from local nonprofits each week. The task force is working to raise an additional $2 million. Every dollar makes a difference, and residents are encouraged to continue supporting the cause. Making a donation is as simple as visiting unitedwaygso.org or texting the word virus to 40403. All donations are immediately being used to support local nonprofits responding to the coronavirus outbreak. Nonprofits can continue to submit funding requests. The task force is co-chaired by a representative from the City of Greensboro and United Way. Other members represent the Community Foundation of Greater Greensboro, the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce, Guilford County, and leaders for the 6 priority areas being funded. For more information, visit United Way's website. In an effort to help each of us improve our quality of life, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's News for Your Health.
Hi, my name is Dr. Kate Tabori, and I'm with LeBauer Primary Care at MedCenter High Point, and today we're going to talk about ways to prevent the cold and flu. So why don't you join me? So frequently we get asked, what is the difference between a cold and the flu? They're both viral illnesses. However, a cold is the less severe of the two, typically with a runny nose, maybe a sore throat, some cough and congestion, whereas the flu is on the more severe end of the spectrum, typically with fevers, severe body aches, and you can tell exactly the time when your flu started because it's a sudden onset. So other important information you need heading into the cold and flu season to keep your family and yourself healthy are how to prevent getting colds and flus. So the most important thing you and your family can do is get the flu shot. That means everyone over 6 years old and who doesn't have a contraindication, and I mean allergy, should be getting the flu shot. Sorry, that's you. Other things you need to do are hand washing. Good old-fashioned soap and water. They recommend doing it for 20 seconds or as long as it takes to sing happy birthday. I'll spare you. But it is important because that effectively kills the virus. The other things you can certainly do are making sure you are getting plenty of sleep because that keeps your immune system healthy, lots of fruits and vegetables, plenty of water, and regular exercise is also a good boost to the immune system. Other things you can do are already provided for you in the community. When grocery shopping or shopping at one of the large chains, use one of the hand sanitizers to clean your cart. Because if someone before you and then touches, shops, guess who's going to be the beneficiary of those germs? You are. So, what you need to do, flu shot for everyone, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep, fruits and vegetables, regular exercise, lots of water, wash your hands, and make sure you use those wipes when available. Other thing is, make sure you carry your own pen. You'd be surprised how dirty those things are. A simple way to keep you and your family healthy is how you cover your cough or sneeze. And the old way, where we used our hands, well, that doesn't work out so well. Cough, touch, kind of gross. You've now left those who come behind you susceptible to your germs. So what we recommend and try and teach even our youngest patients is to cover your cough or sneeze like this. That way, your hand is still clean and free to touch doorknobs, pens, counters, or cabinets without getting those behind you sick. Typically, the next question we hear is, well, if I know it's a cold or I know it's the flu, when do I go and see my doctor? The answer to that question is, if you have the cold, we recommend that you stay home and treat supportively with over-the-counter measures such as cough syrups, decongestants, and maybe pain relievers such as Tylenol or ibuprofen. Whereas if it's the flu and you're suffering from high fevers that don't go away with Tylenol or ibuprofen, severe headaches, any shortness of breath or chest pain, we recommend that you call your doctor and schedule an appointment. The other people who need an appointment to be seen are those people who fall under the category of chronic medical conditions, or the very young, under 2, or the older people in the community. Thanks for joining me today. Hopefully, I've given you and your family some good information to keep you healthy this winter. Remember, get those flu shots, wash your hands, and hopefully I'll see you and your family somewhere other than the doctor's office. I'm Dr. Kate Tabori, and for more information, go to conehealth.com.
The city manager's commitment to impacting kids' lives in a meaningful way has not been diminished by the coronavirus. The 100 Males Mentoring Initiative is still going strong. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. An initiative launched in January by Greensboro City Manager David Parrish is close to achieving its goal. The 100 Males Mentoring Program seeks to pair 100 local boys with 100 male mentors in 100 days. To date, 25 more men are needed to answer the call by the designated time. City Manager Parrish says, "I want to thank each male in our community for stepping up and in some cases stepping out of their comfort zone to make a difference in the life of a young man. We are close to reaching the 100 mark. Now more than ever during these trying times, I encourage more men to join this effort." This collaborative effort between the City of Greensboro and United Way of Greater Greensboro's Mentoring Matters initiative launched on January 16th. All men are encouraged to sign up to become a mentor. The purpose of 100 Males Mentoring is to increase the number of male mentors and improve the lives of young men most impacted by violent crime. To sign up as a mentor, visit the United Way website. Greensboro Parks and Recreation is accepting public comments on a proposed project to enhance Country Park as part of the Battleground Parks District. The proposed site plan can be reviewed online. The deadline for comments is Wednesday, May 6th. Comments can be emailed to gso.parksandrec@greensboro-nc.gov, or residents can opt to take a survey. The city is seeking a Parks and Recreation Trust Fund grant to enhance the Battleground Parks District. Enhancements include a tree canopy walk, zip line, picnic shelter, bathrooms, an accessible walkway, a new parking area, and relocating the dog park. For more information about the project, contact Shauna Tillery at 336-373-7808. In response to the COVID-19 outbreak, the Water Resources Department is working with residents who are having difficulty paying their water bill. The city will set up a payment plan for past due accounts. Arrangements can be made by calling the contact center at 336-373-2489. Staff is available Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. If your water service was disconnected for non-payment prior to mid-March and it's still disconnected, the city will reconnect the water for the duration of the COVID-19 situation. Call the contact center for assistance with service restoration. Payments can be made downtown in the Melvin Municipal Office Building, but customers are encouraged to use remote payment methods instead. You can pay by phone with a credit card by calling 336-373-4729. You can make a payment on the city's website or use the drop box at the Kitchen Operations Center located at 2602 South Elm Eugene Street. The usual $1 convenience fee for paying online or by phone has been temporarily waived. When Governor Roy Cooper established the stay-at-home order, that posed a challenge for some of the more vulnerable populations in our community. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you about the efforts put in place to help the homeless find safe shelter. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One of the more vulnerable populations on any given day of the week is our homeless community. Pair that situation with the current pandemic and the stakes are even higher. Joining me now to talk about the coordinated response to provide emergency COVID-19 housing is Elizabeth Danley. She is the city's Homeless Prevention Program Coordinator. Hello, Liz. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Explain the initial approach that you, your team, and the city took as far as addressing the effect COVID-19 has on those experiencing homelessness.
So when the pandemic started, we knew we needed to act quickly. And throughout that process, I constantly checked in with our local shelter providers. They were implementing the shelter-in-place strategy. So they were just trying to protect the residents they already had without accepting new people, which left a big question of what do we do with those who are unsheltered and experiencing homelessness. Right. We took action again and we opened up the Sportsplex. That went into for 2 weeks in partnership with the Interactive Resource Center and with Cone Health. And then as more information came down from the federal level from HUD and CDC, we knew we needed to quickly change that approach as well.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. We started to learn more about the virus, how it was spreading, and particularly within the homeless community. How were you able to adjust what you were doing initially at the Sportsplex?
So what we decided to do is actually shut down the Sportsplex and move to what we're calling the hotel-motel strategy for the unsheltered population. And essentially what that means is the guidance that we've received from the CDC and from HUD states that it's better to prevent the spread amongst this high-risk population by individually housing them in their own hotel room.
Oh, okay. So that was a pretty unique approach, considering we have shelters that are designated around town, and now we were having to partner with our hotels and motels. And I'm sure there were other entities, agencies. You mentioned the IRC. Who else was instrumental in this approach?
Cone Health has been a huge partner for us in providing us the medical guidance we need, helping to help us make those decisions that we need to make to protect that population. In addition to that, we continue to partner with our local shelters, trying to support them in their efforts as well. So key partners include the IRC, Cone Health. We've also partnered with Providence Catering to provide meals to those individuals that we have housed in those hotels.
Okay, and tell us about how the hotel-motel strategy works? Do you have a set number of hotels that are participating?
We do, and we have a great community here in Greensboro. Several partners and representatives from different hotels reached out to the city offering their support while we house these individuals that are unsheltered. So Daily 7 Hotels, Motel 6, the Hampton Inn have all reached out. We don't have a set number of rooms. We're just trying to house as many people as we can, knowing that at some point we will have a limit and a timeline by which we need to address this issue. Essentially, if an individual comes in, IRC is already our designated day shelter here in the city of Greensboro, and they can present at the IRC if they're in need of housing. IRC is essentially the core and the staff that are providing these services and coordinating this effort, and so they're able to go there, complete an intake, and be placed into a hotel that day.
Okay, well, clearly it takes a village. There are so many moving parts, different entities that have partnered with the city, and we're so grateful for that interaction and collaboration. What is the long-term plan? Of course, we don't know how long COVID-19 is going to be an issue, but it is the new norm and the reality. How do you envision this population moving forward?
We're already thinking strategically and thinking ahead of, what's going to happen when the stay-at-home order is lifted, and what is our plan. Anyone who's close to knowing a lot about homelessness, not just here in Greensboro, but both regionally and nationally, knows that you can't house someone if you don't know where they are. And so what's at least a positive from this experience is that we have a group of unsheltered homeless individuals and households and families who we know where they are, and our intended goal is to move them straight from their hotel into permanent housing. We've always had the mindset that we want to end homelessness here in the city of Greensboro, and we have a great opportunity from essentially what we call it is a disaster or an emergency situation. We have an opportunity to help house and permanently house hundreds of people. And so that's our long-term goal. We've already brought in other partners who are going to help assist in that process. One being the Salvation Army. They're going to be here on the back end and already working closely with the city, with IRC, to help begin that process now so we don't see a bottleneck later down the road.
Wonderful. Well, Liz, thank you for taking time out from this very important work that you're doing to provide the vital services to our homeless community. Do come back and give us updates on the progress of these long-term plans.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact our city is by tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. Due to COVID-19, the City Council is meeting virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. City Council meetings usually take place on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The Parks and Recreation Department has developed a series of virtual programs to offset the recreation centers being closed. These alternate programs can be safely conducted outdoors with appropriate social distancing. For the foreseeable future, staff will broadcast a variety of Facebook Live videos Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. The library branches remain closed, but there is a vast array of resources available virtually. North Carolina Digital Library offers 24/7 access to an extensive collection of downloadable audiobooks, ebooks, and e-videos. NC Kids is a 24/7 online library just for kids. Guilford County school students can enter GCS in front of their student ID number to access online resources. BrainFuse provides homework help with a live tutor as well as assistance for veterans and job seekers. Last but not least, the library is using Facebook to share instructional videos and other programs offered by library staff. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, we have a special message from Mayor Nancy Vaughn regarding the coronavirus.
Hello, I'm Mayor Nancy Vaughn, and I want to take a moment to talk to you about the coronavirus situation and what you can do to help during these difficult times. Regarding the recent stay-at-home order, I have received hundreds of emails asking, what am I allowed to do? You are free to travel to essential services or destinations, such as grocery stores, pharmacies, healthcare appointments, and outdoor exercise, all while using proper social distancing. Restaurants are still open, but can only offer takeout and delivery service. If you aren't doing these activities, we need you to stay home. Our goals are to reduce the rate of transmission, to keep our community as healthy as possible, and to reduce the burden on our hospitals and healthcare workers. We will continue to monitor the spread of the coronavirus and to coordinate with state and county officials. If you have questions about the stay-home order, email stayhome@guilfordcountync.gov. Stay home if you don't need to be out. Please leave groceries. Don't hoard. Maintain social distancing. Support local businesses when you can. Wash your hands often and stay out of large groups to reduce the risk of transmission. As a community, we've been tested before and we've always come through stronger. We will get through this together. When communicating, please rely on facts, not fear. Thank you.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. Creative Greensboro has paired up with Arts Greensboro to promote virtual programs, tours, and other interactive online activities developed by local artists. The Greensboro at Home Arts and Creativity Guide is a listing of local opportunities being published Monday through Friday afternoons on the Creative Greensboro and Arts Greensboro Facebook pages. Organizations and individuals can submit streaming events or other opportunities on Creative Greensboro's website. The need for people to stay at home during this global pandemic has resulted in canceled performances, classes, and rehearsals, while museums and galleries are closed. Artists are moving their work online. This guide is a way to support the work and keep the community connected. Submissions for the Arts and Creativity Guide are due by 9 a.m. to appear in that day's edition. All weekend activities will appear in Friday's edition. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to City employee Victor Vincent. When Victor isn't working as a supervisor in field operations, he runs a nonprofit called Victor Vincent, the Reentry Expert. He provides resources to residents re-entering society after serving time in prison. Victor competed in the 2020 class of the Future Fund 10 program, which awards more than $45,000 to local nonprofits. The program is part incubator, part nonprofit Shark Tank, and allows 10 nonprofits to give a 3-minute pitch to win the prize of $20,000. Victor clinched the Coaches Award in the amount of $3,000 for his nonprofit. Congratulations, Victor. The contestants can be viewed on the Future Fund website. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro. And now GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.